Next, we come to the food processing sector. Uh, this is a very diverse sector, and among India's positives, we are the largest milk producing nation in the world. We are also the largest producer of consumer and exporter of spices in the world, and also the second largest producer of food grains, fruits, and vegetables in the world. That is second largest. India has around 328.7 million hectares. Um, Total geographic area, out of which 198.4 million hectares is the gross cropped area with a cropping intensity of 142%. And we have the net sown area of 140.1 million hectare. According to National Agricultural Research Project, we are divided into 127 agroclimatic zones, out of which and we have 42 mega food parks, out of which 17 are already operational. Uh, Apart from that, we'll get a little more into statistics. So India has 127 agroclimatic zones which have a share of 11.2% of the total arable area in the world. India also is the sixth largest grocery and food and grocery market, and fifth largest in the retail market. So India has a perfect blend of traditional and hygienic food, processed food, packaged food, etc. So we also have some traditional techniques of preserving food. For example, we have our own papads and chutneys and murabbas, etc. Uh, Next, India is the largest producer of milk, banana, mangoes, guava, papaya, ginger, okra, and the second largest producer of wheat, rice, fruits, vegetables, tea, sugarcane, cashew nut, and third largest producer of cereals, coconut, lettuce, chicory, nutmeg, maize, cardamom, and pepper globally. So in wheat, India is second, rice it is second, fruits second, tea second, sugarcane second, and cashew second. And third in cereals, we have nutmeg third, lettuce third, coconut third, pepper cardamom third, etc. India is also the leading producer of agriculturally allied products. For example, milk. India's milk production is 176.35 million tons. In terms of fish production, India accounts for 6.3% of global fish production. More than 50 types of fish and shell fish products are exported from here to 75 countries. And fish products are the largest group of agri exports from India. So the largest group of agri exports from India is fish product. Now the horticulture sector has tremendously improved in India. Also, India has a locational advantage of close connectivity with Europe, Middle East, Africa, and on the eastern side you have Japan, Singapore, Thailand, etc. countries of East and Southeast Asia. Now, initiatives, we have the Nivesh Bandhu, which is an investor-friendly portal launched by the central government, which brings the central and state government policies under one roof. And it is a one-stop platform for stakeholders of the food industry like logistic operators, traders, processors, etc. The portal also includes a food map that helps investors take decision about their project location. Then we have the Mega Food Park Scheme, under which 17 food parks are already operational. Under this scheme, which comes under Sampada Yojana, where we have provisions for integrated Kisan Sampada Yojana, which is under the Ministry of Food Processing. We have the integrated food cold chain and value addition infrastructure, etc. We have these cold storages. Then FSSI in India is a regulatory body for providing approval to food. It also runs a food regulatory portal for effective and transparent implementation of the food safety laws. Apart from that, we have the skill development initiatives under National Institute of Food Technology and Entrepreneurship and Management and Institute of Food Processing and Technology. So there's a huge population base which is going to create a lot of demand in food. Along with that, rising urbanization, the power of information, ICT, due to initiatives like the Digital India, etc., are going to give a big boost to this sector. We also have an event called World Food India, which is a mega food event which brings different national and international stakeholders together. It's a B2B meeting, etc. Now, a special credit fund under the NABARD has been set up for affordable credit to this sector. Loans are also available to food and agro-processing units and cold storage under the priority sector lending operations of the bank. Now, some statistics about the food processing industry. It is a major contributor to employment, to generating employment. 12.77% of employment generated in manufacturing industries is attributed to this food sector. It contributes 11% in agri sector and 9% of manufacturing GDP. Apart from that, it also contributes around 3.92 billion to India's exports. 100% FDI is allowed under this sector, under the automatic route. And 100% FDI is allowed through government approval for trading, including e-commerce in respect of food products produced or manufactured in India. Now, the sector-wise policies that we have, food processing units are given special priority under the priority sector lending. It was recognized as a priority sector in the new manufacturing policy in 2011. Then the government has set up a food processing fund under NABARD for extending affordable credit to these food parks. Then a dairy development and infrastructure development fund has been set up in the budget of 2017-18 for 3 years with an outlay of 1.15 billion. This will benefit 50,000 villages and 95 million farmers. So apart from that, we are aiming to build India's national food grid and national cold chain grid. We are also keen on having a comprehensive national food processing policy. We have also launched the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana, which is an umbrella scheme which brings a lot of schemes like integrated cold chain, mega food park, infrastructure facilities, value addition facilities under the same roof. Now, financial support. The mega food park, 50% assistance of the project cost is given for development of small clusters. In addition, a subsidy of 35% of eligible cost is given for provided to these agro-processing clusters. Now we have another scheme which is called the Project Import Scheme. Under this scheme, industrial plants, irrigation and power projects are eligible for concessional customs duty. Now the basic custom duty rate for goods imported under the Project Import Scheme is 5%. And for specific like drinking water project, etc., it's 0%. Now, in the budget, there were certain announcements. Now, the food processing contribution has doubled with the objective of doubling farmers' income by 2022. Allocation has doubled. The Operation Greens has been set up. special agro-processing financial institutions for installation of capital intensive projects in this sector, in the agro-processing sector. Apart from that, cluster-based development of agri-commodities, 100% income tax dedications to these FPOs, that is a farm food producing organizations, which have turnover over $15.38 million. Then there will be state-of-the-art testing facilities in mega food parks. So that's all about now a memorandum of understanding has been signed between the United Nations World Food Programme and World Food India in November 2017 for cooperation during 19 to 23. And that's all about food processing.